All right, you guys. Hi. My name is Denise Walsh, and I am excited to connect with you today. All right. So, as you know, this is the Dream Life Experience. We go live every single Monday inside the Become a Dream Life Coach free Facebook group. So, if you are listening on the podcast Coaching for Coaches, then be sure to join us in this free group so you can ask me questions, connect with other Dream Life coaches, and hear more about what becoming a Dream Life Coach is all about. Now, over the past few weeks, we've talked about the Dream Life pathway, head, heart, feet. So 2 weeks ago, we talked about head and clarity and all the things that go into mindset and having specific exercises for your clients to take them to massive clarity and help them clear the cobwebs and really have the mindset to take them there. And then last week, we talked all about heart, open-heartedness. You cannot create if you're emotionally 3 steps behind. So that includes forgiveness. It includes belief in yourself. It includes truly your self-image. The way that you view yourself, the others, and the world matters. And you will never outperform your own expectations. And that's all the exercises. I mean, there's like a whole list, right? For those within the heart space. And so today, we are going to be talking about feet. This is skill set. This is action. This is accountability. This is time management. This is getting your dream out of your head and into the calendar so you can get it out into the world. And there's no better Dream Life coach than our next guest, because she is doing just that. Our guest is a Dream Life coach. Her name is Robin Savage. She was a teacher, a high school teacher for 30 years, and has recently retired and is so excited to offer value to the world in a new way and on her terms. If you are in the helping professions, teachers, nurses, daycare workers, counselors, social workers, there's a lot of ways that we can add value into the world, but you want to do it on your terms? Put amen in the comments below, because I can tell you, I've been an entrepreneur since 2007, and being able to set your own schedule and go on Dream Life adventures and call it work is like my dream job, which is why we're here. So without further ado, I am going to introduce to you guys Robin Savage. And the crowd goes wild. Yay, Robin, you're here? You're here. You're live.
I'm here. For some reason, cameras doesn't want to cooperate.
There you go. Yay, welcome. Okay, so before we dive into the hot seat coaching and the action phase of the Dream Life pathway today, I just have to say, we got to hang out in real life.
Yes.
We did.
Yes, it was so fun.
So a part of the certification, the Dream Life Certification in Business program, includes some live events throughout the year. And so we just spent a few days in Destin at the Dream Life Adventure Retreat, where we spent a day releasing and letting go and healing our heart. And then we spent a day dreaming and gaining clarity and excitement for where it is that we are going. And we ended with a dream dinner. So I'd love to hear your favorite part about that event.
Oh, gracious. But it's a pretty long list, but I will narrow it down. The thing that was really the most impactful was the community, just getting together with all of the ladies and being able to love on each other, like in person, right? Getting to know each other, to share some of the difficult things, to share the joys, to grow, just that intentional time of being able to go through the various activities that you had planned for us was so important, and also to have that personal time to be able to reflect as well. It was just so powerful, so powerful.
It's such a balance, right? Because you get alone time to journal, where it's like on the itinerary says walk on the beach. Go for your morning walk, enjoy that connection time, journaling, and there's prompts and questions. But yet there's also group time where it's intentional conversation, and we get to share about our stories and get to know each other and really connect on a deeper level. And I think that that's not only are the exercises intentional, the conversations are, and we just leave like different.
Yes.
It's hard to explain
Yes,
sometimes.
it really is. Wow. I mean, I definitely feel different. I woke up this morning and I felt like I was in a whole different like mind space, like
Yeah.
just everything felt different to me. Uh yeah, in a really cool and exciting way.
It's like a
Just looking
skip in
forward
your
to what's
step a
coming.
little bit, you know?
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Well, you are a retired teacher and have, I think teachers, the helping professions, right? You are a yellow personality, which means you are a helping personality. You want to add value into the world. And so teaching was a great place for you to do that. However, there's a lot of ways that you can add value into the world on your terms, on your own schedule, creating a program that you love to run. And so since we're talking a bit about action today and the Dream Life Pathway, head, heart, feet, do you know what you want? Do you believe it's possible? Do you know how to go get it? How important has it been to have a roadmap and accountability for getting those big ideas out onto paper, on the calendar, and into the world?
Oh goodness, it's been absolutely crucial for one. Um, the idea of starting something new from scratch can be an extremely overwhelming process, so
Right.
being able to have a game plan in front of me was easy to keep me on track. So that's been a very big thing as far as this process is going in developing my program and taking all of the ideas because I don't know about anyone else, but I have like 80,000 ideas running around in my head and being able to focus in on the ones that are the most important at this time and put those on my calendar has really allowed me to keep on track. I can get very scatterbrained when I have too many things to think about, and I can end up procrastinating as well because I feel overwhelmed by all the things to think about. So being able to take all of that out of my head and put it onto my calendar has been absolutely important in keeping me on track through this process.
Well, and I think having a place to decide, because if we're on our own devices, right, left on to ourselves, we'll think everything's important. And so to have a community and to have a coach who's like, all right, let's take all the things you said and pick one and have a place to process through it, I think is helpful, especially for women. I know when I was starting my business, my husband would say, well, just go do it. I'm like, but wait a minute. I have more questions to ask and I want to know, I want feedback and I want this interaction. And so the community creates a space for you to have that too.
It certainly does, yes, to hear what other people are doing. And
Yeah.
sometimes it sparks ideas for yourself. And you can share your ideas, and maybe somebody has a different perspective, right? That will allow you to tweak what you're thinking a little bit more, or maybe expand on an idea that you have. It's just phenomenal. I'm telling you. I mean, I could never have come up with most of this on my own, or have achieved as much as I have in the process by myself,
Yeah.
for
I,
sure.
it's way more fun to do it together. So, all right. Well,
Definitely.
we are going to jump into one of your favorite exercises, which is overcoming the subconscious beliefs. I'm going to pull it up here. So tell us a bit about why this is interesting to you, why this was something that you really felt a connection with.
Well, speaking personally, I know that I have had my own subconscious beliefs that have interfered with various areas of my life, with me being able to achieve certain things or complete certain things. And I don't believe I'm alone in that. So, talking to other people, I am finding, yeah, that they do have that same issue with certain beliefs that may not be true, but they're not sure how to break that cycle. So, they keep living in those beliefs over and over again, and they can't seem to get out. And that's why I like this activity because it can help you to step back and rethink these things and be able to get out of that cycle.
Yeah, because like it or not, our subconscious is running the day, right?
Mhm.
90% of our decisions are automatic, coming from the fruit of our subconscious expectations and our subconscious beliefs, which also includes our subconscious limitations. And so we are taking action out of this automatic space that we don't quite even realize until we take a step back and inspect and say, what do I believe? And is this serving me still? And then work to shift it through that repetition. So I'm going to take you through the process yourself so we can show people what the process is. And I think that, like, what's cool about these exercises too, is even if you've done it before, right? They're always helpful because we're always shifting and changing and growing. So I'm going to start with question number 1. This is from our clinical skills library. This exact exercise is found there. So the first question is what is your goal or the vision you want to step into? So in this, you would want to include the what and the how of how you feel. So what do you want and how do you feel? What's your next dream?
Well, I want to know that I can fully expand my business and not feel overwhelmed in the process. So I'm expecting growth, and I want to be able to handle that growth and, again, not feel, that I not have that feeling that I won't be able to handle it. That's basically it.
So you want to grow your business and have it feel easy.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. So out of all, well, I guess that might be the narrowed down version. The next question is what do you want most right now? And so would that be the narrowed down version, or is there anything else that stands out to you?
I think that actually would be the narrowed down version. Yeah, because ultimately when I look, I have lots of things on my plate. So, that concern, if I grow my business, am I going to be able to handle all the things? So narrowing it down, essentially, yes, would be just being able to handle the growth of my business.
Being able to handle the growth of your business, having it feel easy, but knowing how to outsource and how to ask for help, and knowing like how to build that, small and mighty team that's going to help you implement potentially if needed down the line, right?
Yes.
So what is one fear you have about creating a thriving business? So you want to answer the question, if I have my goal, which is a thriving business, I fear.
Well, if I have my goal of a thriving business, I fear that I may get so overwhelmed that I stop or that I put the brakes on.
Okay. So in speaking, let's pretend to be that fear right now. Speaking from the side of you that doesn't want you to be overwhelmed, that knows you have all these other plates spinning too. What do you feel like that fear wants for you?
Well, I would say I feel like that fear does want to protect me from that sense of overwhelm and stress.
So the fear is potentially guarding you from burnout?
Yes.
Okay. So on some level, the fear is serving you in a sense where it wants you to have some boundaries.
Right.
Okay. So what do you fear would happen if you stopped believing that it might be hard or overwhelming?
Well, let's see. I fear that I stop believing that it would be hard or overwhelming. Geez, I don't know. I feel like that on one hand kind of drives me because, the hard things, are necessary. And I fear if I stop believing that, then I'll get to the point where I'm there. And all of a sudden it's like, oh my gosh, now I have all this on my plate. You know what I mean? It's like, if I stop believing it now, then I may take on more responsibility and then not be able to handle it.
So there's a sense of, I'm kind of afraid to start because I don't want it to be overwhelming. And it's protecting me a bit because what if I get in over my head and now all of a sudden it's crazy and I'm burnt out and stressed and tired and now I've built a business I don't love.
Right.
Okay. So what if, and this is where we get to play, right? What if you could have the goal of a thriving business and feel balanced and supported in the process? What would that look like to you?
Well, I feel that would be, for one, amazing because I would still be able to help people through my program. I will be able to take care of the other responsibilities that I have with family and, just, yeah, feel balanced. I'd be able to feel balanced.
Okay. So you would be able to have kind of management over your calendar. You'd be able to say no to the things that are no longer serving you. You'd be able to spend time with your family and take care of the other plates, volunteer at your church, do the things that you want to do, and build your business.
Yes,
And it would feel fun.
yes.
And then what would you do, or what action would you take to be sure that you still kept the balanced set part of the business? Meaning, how would you know you're starting to get overwhelmed? How would you know you're starting to burn out? And then what would you do about it?
Well, the first thing, I start to feel it physically when I'm getting overwhelmed. Usually it plays itself out in not being able to think clearly, bouncing from one thing to the other without a plan. So I would say stepping back and recognizing what's going on would be important. And then going back to some of the things that I know uh, to break the tasks down and make a plan and make sure that I'm covering all of the areas that are important to me, and saying no to those things that are not, I think would be helpful.
So it sounds like creating the space to have that reflection time where you can see the big picture. Yeah.
Hmm.
Do your self-care to keep stress down so you can be thinking clearly. And having a plan would mean you could execute the plan with a clear mind.
Yes,
Okay, how would that feel?
that would be like a weight off my shoulders. It would be fun because I could do the things that I want to do. I could, fully put myself into my program, allow it to grow at the rate that I would like it to grow, and be totally comfortable and free and have fun doing it.
Yeah. Okay. So there's two things that you could probably implement now to start this process so that it becomes a habit. And one is taking that reflection time, right? What do you do in the morning or throughout your day that keeps your thoughts clear?
Okay. In the morning, I usually have my devotions and journaling. That's usually when I do that in the morning. Um, so that sets my day.
That's
So
the
I'd
best
like
ever.
to, yeah, I kind of need that in the morning,
Yeah.
and it does put everything in motion.
Okay. So continually having your journaling time, taking that time to kind of get out of your head and into your heart and refill your cup time. And then the planning time. When would you add planning time into your consistent schedule?
Well, I have done it a couple of different ways. I try to do like the planning for the next day, if you will, at night if I can. But unfortunately, sometimes I'm so exhausted that I fall asleep before I can even do that. Um, if I could do that, that would definitely help with the next morning. Um, and if not, then after my devotional time, I'll sit at my desk and I'll write down, okay, these are the things that need to be tasks for today. Um, Also looking at weekly goals, weekly tasks. So over the weekend on Sunday afternoon, taking
Yeah.
a look at what needs to be done during the week.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. A place where you're like, all right, what's my quarterly goal? What's my monthly goal? What's my weekly goal? And then what do I need to do on a consistent basis to get there?
Mhm.
And if you have that vision and you know that what you're doing on a consistent basis is taking you towards that vision, does that feel overwhelming or fun?
Well, that feels fun.
Okay.
Yeah, that feels fun
Okay.
because then because it's broken down
Yeah.
and it's organized and
Yeah.
it's not just all of these tasks floating around.
So I wonder if it's less of like, oh my gosh, my business is going to be so overwhelming and I'm going to be burnt out versus I don't really know what to work on in my business, and there's a million things to do, and I am not prioritizing them, and maybe the lack of planning feels overwhelmed.
That could be.
I just wonder if you feel like there's a plan, if that will help lessen the overwhelm,
Right, right. Yes, that makes sense.
And then
And
the other thing that we'll get to at some point is potentially outsourcing some of the back end work of your business. So that way you get to do what you love within your business. But that comes, I typically recommend get to a place where you're making 5,000-8,000 a month before you start outsourcing. But there's definitely ways to outsource some of the busy work, so then you can stay in your zone of genius.
yeah, that makes sense.
So let's answer this one more time. How can you have both the goal and give the fear what it wants?
Well, I think by creating a plan or a system to allow me to know where I'm going, what my tasks are, is going to like kind of settle me.
Yeah.
And it will also give the fear that knowledge that, okay, I'm not going to be stressed and overwhelmed because she now has a system.
He's got a plan. And this is actually perfect in the action step of action, right? The third phase of the Dream Life pathway is action and time management, and being like, work has a spot, family has a spot, both are important.
Mhm.
When I'm with my family, I'm not wishing or thinking I should XYZ at work. When I'm at work, I know that my family has a spot, so I don't have to worry about feeling like I'm missing out or I'm not engaged or something like that, because both have a time slot. When you're exercising, it's got a time slot. So you don't have to be thinking about all the other things that need to get done, because they have a time slot.
Right.
How does that feel?
Liberating.
Yeah. You can get
Definitely.
so much done when you have that priority list and they're in the calendar, and you know that what you're doing on a daily basis is taking you where you want to go.
Mhm.
It
Yeah.
reminds me of like taking action with that skip in your step. Like, you're not just taking action because it's what you got to do. It's like, heck yeah, we know where we're going, and this is so much fun, and I'm doing what I love now, so I can do what I love later, and all that kind of stuff. So it feels like that's the inspired action piece. When you're excited about taking that daily action because you know it's taking you where you want to go, and everything has a time slot, so you're in the moment and not worried about all the other things that are needing to get done because they have a time slot too.
Mhm.
So
Yes,
what
that
is
makes
one
sense.
action step you can take this week towards your dreams to kick off this momentum?
Well, I think one action step, which I will do tonight and make it more of a priority, is to kind of plan out the next day.
Mhm.
Let's see, it's Monday. Yeah, so that's what I'll start doing. And yeah, just make that part a habit. So that way,
Yeah.
when I wake up in the morning, I know exactly what my tasks are for that day and continue to do so.
And it can feel fun.
Hmm.
Yeah. Awesome. So you guys, Robin is building a leadership development program for teenagers in her area. So if you have a teenager who you think would benefit from a leadership development program, so service projects, the Dream Life content, I mean, and all her years of teaching are kind of all being woven in to this program, then definitely message her on Facebook, get with her, because this program is like, it's everybody needs everybody needs it, every teenager needs it, and so I'm really excited to see and experience this journey with you, knowing that the feedback will also be your juice. When you hear testimonies and feedback, that's going to keep you motivated and make the dream bigger than the fear. So
That's awesome.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being willing to hop on with me today. I'd love to hear if you guys are interested in learning more about becoming a Dream Life coach. The doors are open right now for this next round. If you want to comment coach below, we'll schedule a call, and I'd love to hear more about your vision and what you're looking for and see if being a Dream Life coach can support you and your dreams. But Robin, I'd love to hear if somebody were sitting here and they're like, oh, I've been thinking about becoming a coach for years, or I've wanted to serve this population and I don't really know how, and they feel stuck. What would you tell them about getting started as a Dream Life coach?
Well, for one, the community of coaches is just, it's amazing. I mean, I don't think you can find anything like this anywhere. Uh, to have the support of other people who are also building, uh, writing books, building programs. It's just very helpful to be able to grow together. And you can do so much more together than you can on your own. That is one of the biggest takeaways that I have from being in this program. In addition to the fact that you have an actual structure and a system set up, which is awesome for coaching. And that just tied in with the community, it's just a wonderful, wonderful way to be able to grow, to be able to step into something you've been dreaming about for a long time. I didn't sign up. I think I signed up, it was July, the beginning of July, and I'm about to launch my program like
Yeah.
in just a couple of weeks. So this would not have happened if I was trying to do it on my own.
Yeah,
So just
absolutely.
do it.
A roadmap and accountability. You will show up for yourself in ways that you never would just by yourself in your office, right?
Absolutely.
So thank you, Robin, for hanging out with us today. Thank you guys for hanging out and listening, and give Robin some feedback in the comments. Let her know what your aha moments were from listening to her share today. And if you are interested in learning more about becoming a Dream Life coach, comment coach below, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Denise.